Welcome back to the news at 10. Striking oil workers have met with the Supervising Minister of Labour, Mr. Pt.3, to resolve the industrial dispute with the government. The aggrieved oil workers had accused the government and the international oil companies of non-passage of the Petroleum Industry Bill and unhealthy labour practices in the oil sector. While the Supervising Minister promised the unions of government's commitments to resolving all issues they raised, the striking workers expressed doubt over the willingness of the international oil companies to implement resolutions of their meetings. And the management and staff and children at the SOS Children's Village in Lagos State have one more reason to celebrate and smile this festive season. That's because Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company has officially handed over a fully equipped children's clinic and 2 Toyota Hiace buses to the home that cares and supports children who've lost or who are at risk of losing the care of their biological family.
In the lyrics of late singer Whitney Houston's hit song, Greatest Love of All, she says, children are our future. We should show them all the beauty they possess inside. Well, Shell Nigeria Exploration and Production Company is taking up the challenge, giving the children of SOS Children's Village reasons to dance and celebrate with the provision of a fully equipped children's clinic in Lagos and these 2 new buses.
In 2013, we conducted a needs-based assessment and identified this clinic. At that time, it was an uncompleted project. The clinic will go beyond the village to serve residents of the surrounding community. We have gone further by honoring the SOS Children's Village request for 2 school buses, which will be used in the SOS Village in Abuja.
The initiative is part of the CSR of SNEPCO for these children who've lost their parent or can no longer live with them. A laudable gesture SOS Children's Village appreciates.
I really commend the efforts of Shell and its partners in actualizing this project. I think it's just a wake-up call for more corporate organization to be more to see the need for doing projects that will touch the lives of people, especially children, because they are more vulnerable.
The children are very important in any society, especially in this part of the world where young people make up a significant proportion of our population. And then when you look at the needs, health needs, they're also a very key group of people. So what we're doing is meeting the needs of those that really need that help, and a large proportion of our constituency, which is our population, which is young people.
For giving them a sense of pride and making the world a better place, the children did have their special way to show appreciation for the kind gesture from SNEPCO.
Let's switch lanes now to talk about one of the leading mobile telecommunication companies in Nigeria, Airtel Nigeria, adding more to its corporate social responsibility through the launch of a new TV program series titled Airtel Touching Lives. The show focuses on bringing succor to the less privileged in society by meeting desperate needs. It is scheduled to debut in January. Loretta Chogo witnessed the launch of the event and reports.
1980, had 8 children to date. 4 are physically challenged, 4 are normal.
I don't talk too much, but being really there is noise.
That's a short preview of the touching stories that will be hitting the screen soon. And as touching as the stories are, Airtel Nigeria has made up its mind to touch the lives of those involved.
Airtel wants to do something very special for you, to support you and touch your life and touch your children's lives. So we're going to provide 2 hearing aids. Alright, for children and children. Oh God.
There's a better time than this festive season to bring to your attention
the obstacles faced by some of our countrymen and women. There are many stories, there are many heroes, ordinary people who are doing very extraordinary things to touch people's lives. People who, despite many odds, have chosen to do good things. Touching lives will bring to your attention some of them.
The unveiling of Airtel Touching Lives show to this audience, filled with important dignitaries, is perhaps a message that everyone else can leave their shoulders for the less privileged in society to lean on.
I think people have the misconception that you have to have a lot of money to be able to reach out to people. Just do something, help one person.
Again, the CEO of Airtel Nigeria speaks, this time outside the hall, re-emphasizing the reason the company has chosen this path.
We received over 9,000 nominations, 9,000. We selected 100. Out of the 100, we are showcasing only 26 for now. What we do is challenging other people to join us.
26 episodes of Airtel Touching Lives are already in the can, billed for broadcast in January. Loretta Chiogo, Channels Television News.
Welcome to Business News. The price of U.S. light sweet crude rallied more than $2 to $56.59 a barrel, while Brent crude also rose by $1.84 to $61.11, with traders citing pre-holiday short sales. Brent and U.S. crude oil benchmark have almost halved in value since June, and many investors expect further falls unless supply tightens or demand picks up. Meanwhile, some oil companies have been announcing cuts in exploration and capital spending as crude's price decline makes projects uneconomical. Energy experts forecast that to maintain their debt levels, oil companies will need to reduce spending next year by another $170 billion if Brent remains around its current level. U.S. oil output is forecast to grow by 800,000 barrels per day in 2015, down from 1.6 million barrels per day this year. In the meantime, Nigeria's foreign exchange reserves as of December 18 stands at $35.19 billion, down by about $8.96 billion from a year ago, as the central bank continues to defend the naira in the face of falling global oil prices and speculative trading. For the same period in 2013, the reserve stood at $44.15 billion. Now, to get tough on speculators, it blames for a sharp fall in the local currency since last month. The central bank had, among other temporary measures, decreed that dollars bought from the interbank market can be held only for up to 48 hours. After the 48-hour interval has elapsed, the dollars must be sold back to the central bank at its own day rate. There was no major trading at the interbank forex market as a result of the new rules, but the naira weakened to close at 187 naira 45 kobo to the dollar. Meanwhile, the Central Bank of Nigeria plans to raise about 1.22 trillion naira bills in the first quarter of next year. According to the Apex Bank, the bills have maturity dates of between 3 months and 1 year and will be issued between the 18th of December and the 5th of March. 230.88 billion naira will be issued in the 3-month paper, 291.53 billion naira in the 6-month paper, and 700.56 billion naira will be issued in the 1-year paper. The Nigerian equities market closed today on a positive note as the all-share index appreciated further by 3.40% to close at 30,306.51 points. At the end of the day's session, market breadth was positive as there were 42 gainers to 14 decliners. Tempo Ashaju reports.
Hello and welcome to the Stock Market Report. Positive bargain sentiments continued for a second day at the Nigerian stock markets as the indicators rose by 3.40%. Some of the highly capitalized stocks formed the list of appreciators that resulted in an improved market breadth of 42 gainers to 14 decliners. The gainers were led by Seplat Petroleum Development Company PLC, which appreciated by 12 naira 9 kobo. Now, Nigerian Breweries and Dangote Cement joins the uptake, adding 7 naira each to their prices. However, investors turned a cold shoulder towards 7-Up, Total, and PZ Curzons. The most actively traded equities were led by Union Bank PLC with over 3.53 billion units of shares, and is followed by Transcorp and First Bank Holdings. When the closing gong rang, market value rose significantly to 30.25 billion naira from 3.7 billion naira recorded in the previous trading session. That's it on the stock market report. Temple Ashaju.
Thank you, Temple. Well, we end business news tonight with a quick check on some major markets we track here on Business News.
Still ahead of the news at 10, FIFA President Sepp Blatter plays down credibility crisis arising from the 2018 and 2022 World Cup bidding process. We'll have more in sports news. Please join us again.